Here at this abandoned private property, the group Veterans on Patrol have been here since Wednesday. They say this branch is here with an apparatus, what looks like a child restraint. Then coming this way, down here, you can see shaving cream, shampoo, and some roach killer. Then even further a little beyond here, just to my left, what looks like a child's crib.
Under all of that wood, pillows and clothes, and it's crazy to believe this is going on in our backyard. Crazy.
A group called Veterans on Patrol says this remote area off of I-19 in Valencia is a child sex trafficking camp.
I don't understand how this was underneath our nose, yet right in front of our face, completely.
But Tucson police say absolutely not. TPD says investigators have been here multiple times with detectives and officers, and the department says it appears to be nothing more than an abandoned camp. They say they appreciate the public's awareness and the calls to their office, but they investigate it, and there does not appear to be any signs of human or sex trafficking. They also say they are continuing to investigate.
Anybody that walks through that site will clearly know that that's sex trafficking. That's children and women being abused. They have not been out here to collect any evidence. All the evidence that have been collected has been collected by us, and we have them in our possession.
We asked to see the evidence. We were told it's being stored in a private area. That evidence has not been turned over to police. Tucson police say officers have been patrolling the area, and it's putting great strain on the department's resources. As these individuals make their case, an upside-down flag signaling a distress call waves in this sliver of the Sonoran Desert. TPD says anyone on this private property is trespassing. Right now, they haven't made any arrests, but this group says it plans to be here a while. On the South Side, I'm Eric Fink, News 4, Tucson.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. A lot of people sent me this yesterday. I saw a lot of channels that I'm subscribed to cover this, and obviously I'm not going to not cover this topic, especially with the amount of subscribers I have. People need to be aware of this stuff. Check out this channel, Craig Sawyer's channel, and start looking into this and investigating and seeing ways that you can help, because there could be something here. Because remember, they're always going to go, there's no evidence, there's nothing there. How quickly they dismiss anything and they just go, oh, look, it's a camping ground. Yeah, it looked like a camping ground. Who, anybody ever been to a camping ground before? Never seen this on a camping ground before. I mean, really? The amount of things that they have, the traps, the cages. I mean, it's disturbing, disgusting stuff. And the fact that it's located where it's located, where you could tell that they can easily transport children in and out from Arizona down to Mexico, is just another sign that people should be looking into these things and investigating. But what are the police busy doing? Well, they got to get their rainbows decals put on their police cars this month, right? Because that's the more important thing. It's a joke. And it's good that there's people like this who are actually taking matters into their own hands. You can see that these guys are veterans who are standing up for child rescue, who are going out on their own. They're finding places like this and they're standing ground because, listen, they use places like this. They come and they go. There's certain times, there's deliveries, drop-offs month by month, or sometimes it could be every 6 months. They have dates and they have these areas set up. And this is how they do it. They go through these deserted, what looks like deserted area where nobody would go and it's abandoned and there's all this stuff. And then you happen to find, oh, there's a crib and there's more, child seats and all of this stuff. And then little, almost like little caves made in the ground that would only fit someone of that size. It's frightening. It's scary, but this is the truth of the matter. Now, I would say, I don't know. This is my first of learning of these people. And of course, these are the types of people who should have way more subscribers than me and way more subscribers and views than most of us, because they're doing actual work to help children. Now, I'm not saying that I don't, but this is real work. This is really getting out there and doing something and having a pair. And I have nothing but respect for people who do that. And these people, specifically from what I've seen and what they're trying to do. Now, one of the things I'd say, I don't know what their background or things like that, But if they're on this ground and they're investigating, they certainly should start looking for sigils. They should be looking for signs too, satanic signs and all types of weird drawings and things like that. Now, I noticed that there was actually, on top of that tower, I saw what looked like a pentagram spray painted behind it in green. The whole time I was watching it, I was trying to see if I noticed any signs or symbols of black magic and witchcraft. Because remember, when these things happen, that's a part of it. It's always going to be a part of it. These massive rings. These aren't isolated incidences. These massive rings that are set up, it all revolves around the occult. So maybe they do know of this. Maybe they're not familiar with the occult. And some of you guys could go over in their channel and let them know and, communicate with them. Hey, maybe you could look for some of this type of stuff. But they're doing an unbelievable job. And it's hard to fathom looking at some of these clips, the stuff tied to the trees and what they're there for, the purpose of it. I mean, it's unbelievable. And of course, they come out today, the police, and they're saying there's nothing here. They didn't even do an investigation. What'd they do? Walk around with the flashlight for 5 minutes? What kind of investigation did they do? Now, I get it. There's no child found there at the time, right? So they probably, it's kind of hard to link stuff up. But what these men are doing is they're standing their ground. They're staying there to make sure that nobody comes back and uses it. And that's a wonderful thing. The group of veterans, they're called Veterans on Patrol. They believe the remote area off of I-19 and Valencia Road is a camp for trafficking. I don't understand how this was underneath our nose. Yeah, right in front of our face completely. One of the people in town said the investigation has been made to the site multiple times with detectives and officers. And of course, like you heard in the video, it turns into, well, we're wasting a lot of our man hours by being here. I mean, really, what's more important? Other than Dunkin' Donuts and getting decals of rainbows on your cars, what are these people actually doing? Giving people speeding tickets? Like that's important? It's a joke. That's how they spin, though, the narrative to people. So people go, yeah, we shouldn't be wasting their time. There's nothing more important than trying to protect children and stop these rings. They make more money than drug trade. How many times do I have to say it? Or others have to say it? Everybody thinks, oh, yeah, drug cartel. And they think of like Breaking Bad, the TV show, and all that stuff. This makes more money than that. This is the biggest business in the world. And it goes untalked about and unnoticed. If politics and all that stuff was real, this would be the first thing they'd be talking about. This would be the lead-in story on the news every night if these people weren't protecting this information. Now, of course, not a coincidence, in Tucson where this is occurring, the mayor goes by the name of Jonathan Rothschild. I mean, what a surprise that is, right? We got a Rothschild mayor. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And this is how they work. They have these spots. They're protected in these spots. Even if stuff like this shows up, they can just go, oh, it's just some weird old abandoned campground, oh, crazy fuddy-dud. And then they come out with, they'll come out with spin stories, right? Oh, they'll probably come out with smear stories about these guys, right? They'll say, oh, these veterans are crazy. They've been watching one too many YouTube videos. They'll do what they did with Pizzagate, where there's kids in a pizza parlor and they're getting, oh, yeah, haha. And they'll have, Jimmy Kimmel and all these people. Now, it's obviously not a national story yet. But the goal would be to make this a national story, make this big, right? And at least what's the worst that happens if nothing is going on there? It makes people more aware of these trafficking stops so that they can look in their town. They can get interested and go, wait, this is what happens? This makes that much money? This does does that? Satanism, the occult? Then they're like, oh, man, I remember a place up the highway out in the woods, maybe somebody went out there for something or whatever, had a bonfire, and they saw all this kind of stuff, and they go, wait, maybe we should investigate that. And because people become aware, you start stopping their trafficking stops. You bring awareness to these things, right? Because somebody might say, well, there's nothing there, so it's the same with Pizzagate. Or people come out and they're like, oh, man, people will report on it. All you did is end free speech. They can take away free speech however they want to by taking any event and then saying it's fake and then blaming us for it. Even if nothing went on there, what's the negative backlash? Raising awareness? Oh, the negative backlash that poor Alifantes had? Well, he shouldn't be posting pictures of children with their clothes off on his Instagram account. You reap what you sow when you're a creep like that. So again, they're going to come out, they're going to spin this how they want. The more press that it gets, the more people that start talking about it, they're going to have to come out nationally with it and spin it and say that these are lunatics and this is what people are doing because this is how they work. This is the mind control methods that they use. They have no shame whatsoever which is pretty clear and pretty obvious. But I would definitely recommend checking out this guy's channel, Craig Sawyer. He's got about 30,000 subs. And if this is what these guys are going to be doing, and their mission is to go after these people, find these places where they believe that, because remember, the human trafficking, I mean, they have all of these stops set up. It doesn't mean like you're just going to show up there and there's just going to be kids sitting around. They run these dates, they run specific dates, and they know where these locations are to stop, and people go to these locations, they buy and sell, they perform the acts there. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. But this is the truth of the matter. This is the world we live in. It needs to be stopped. And of course, like I said, they're going to come out and they're immediately going to go, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing. Of course they're going to do that. They're going to come out and admit to any. I mean, imagine the people who are involved in all of these. I mean, you're talking about high-ranking celebrities, politicians, CEOs of corporations. Those are the people who are involved. They're never going to get ratted out, ever. So they got to do damage control. But you got a Rothschild mayor there protecting the town. I mean, what else do you need to know? I mean, come on. You can go, well, he's not directly related, but he's got the same name. I mean, give me a break. Yeah, you can look at some of this stuff for yourself, and you can make your own determination on it. I'm at a loss for words, really, when I look at this stuff. It makes everybody's blood boil. I think back of the Pizzagate stuff, and I literally made myself sick over it, and naturally so, because anybody with a soul and a heart should naturally get sick when they see this stuff. And I have to, again, applaud people like these people who are doing something about it, for having the balls to go out there and do it, not being afraid of backlash, not being afraid of the local police saying we're doing what's right because nobody else will do it. That's exactly what needs to be done. Because nobody else will do it. You've got the CIA, the FBI involved in this. They're the people directly involved in doing all of this. So you can't count on them. That's for sure. And you can't count on your local authorities who are more interested in making sure they're set up for Pride Month than doing anything that's worthwhile, or giving you a speeding ticket so they can make their quota on their paycheck. That's what's important to them. So, again, I applaud these people. I applaud others who are talking about it. I'll keep you posted on any information that I hear, come across. But I definitely recommend checking out the channel and giving them your support. Even if nothing is there, like I said, it's just the awareness, raising awareness, the fact that these people care, and this is what their goal is, to go out there and protect kids. They deserve support, definitely more support than channels such as myself, and they deserve views, and they deserve, people out there to start watching stuff like this so that others can see it and others can go, yeah, and again, they're going to get hit hard because people are going to go, oh, they're just finding things in the woods and they're making stuff up because they're conspiracy nuts and they watch YouTube videos. That's the stupid common thing that they try to spin, right? They think they're so clever with it. They're deflection, and it's just a pathetic tactic. But I'll stand in these guys' corner if they need a mouthpiece to tell these people off. I'll be there for that. Again, check it out for yourselves, and, pray for all these children out there across the world every day. Think about them and what they go through. All because these sick, disgusting Satanists, their black magic, their lust for blood, their lust for power. It's disgusting. These people, I cannot wait until the trumpet sounds and the lightning bolts get shoved right up their derriere. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.
A Fox News alert from Arizona, where that suspect in 4 murders has been found dead. Scottsdale SWAT team surrounded a motel this morning and say when they moved in, the unidentified man shot himself. He was wanted in the murders of multiple people, including a forensic psychiatrist who worked on the JonBenét Ramsey case. We're waiting on another update from Scottsdale, and we'll bring you more information when we get it.
All right, hold on. We are going to read this article because this article has a lot more information. All right, so check this out. This is very interesting. Arizona sling may be 4th in a string, including JonBenét Ramsey case doctor. Listen to this. A 4th fatal shooting in Phoenix suburb on Saturday may be linked to 3 other slings, including the killing of a prominent forensic psychiatrist who assisted in a high-profile murder case such as the JonBenét Ramsey homicide, according to police. The Scottsdale Police Department said they received a call about a man who had been found fatally shot inside an office located in a business complex that houses mostly therapists and counselors. The man killed Saturday was Marshall Levine, a psychologist and counselor, Karen Colby, who rented him office space. The possible fourth killing comes after authorities linked 3 fatal shootings over 2 days. Wow, this is Stephen Pitt was slain Thursday. The forensic psychiatrist had worked on several high-profile investigations. The first victim was identified by authorities as Stephen Pitt, a forensic psychiatrist who worked on high-profile investigation into the killing of 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey, a beauty pageant star who was found dead at her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. Ramsey's murder, which remains unsolved, attracted national attention, and a prosecutor cleared her parents and brother in 2008 based on DNA evidence. The investigation into the 1996 death of JonBenét Ramsey of Colorado drew massive media attention. Double homicide in Arizona connected to JonBenét Ramsey case, psychiatrist death, police say. Pitt was killed Thursday outside his office, police say. Besides the JonBenét Ramsey case, he also worked on the Baseline Killer serial murder case in the early 2000s. Here's a tweet from Joseph Flaherty, who is on Twitter, saying, the latest victim in the Scottsdale string of shootings is a life coach and hypnotherapist. Named Marshall Levine, his office mate told me. First victim was well-known forensic psychiatrist Stephen Pitt, followed by 2 paralegals. Witnesses questioned after the Pitt killing say they heard arguments preceding loud gunshots, describing the suspect as an adult male, bald, and wearing a dark-colored hat with a short brim. Police, they released a sketch. Here's the sketch. Looks like an assassin to me. A hired gun. Witnesses say the suspect in Thursday's fatal shooting of Stephen Pitt was an adult male, bald and wearing a dark short brim hat. The other 2 victims were paralegals identified as Valeria Sharp, 48, and Laura Anderson, 49. They were fatally shot at a law office on Friday. We don't know the relationships or the connections, Scottsdale police spokesman Sergeant Ben Holster told the AP on Saturday. I heard one of these people were shot in the head and were running around, and this was a gruesome scene. One woman managed to escape the building but died after being transported to the hospital. Yeah, this woman escaped with a bullet wound to the head. She had been shot in the head. She escaped, but she died after being transported to the hospital. The other woman was found dead at the scene. The Phoenix News-Times reported, our investigation has determined that this double homicide is related to the shooting of Stephen Pitt on May 31st, 2018 in Phoenix. Scottsdale police said in a statement. Arizona forensic psychiatrist who assisted in JonBenét Ramsey case gunned down outside his office. The website of Burt Feldman and Greener, the law firm that employed Sharp and Anderson, says it practices divorce, child support, and other aspects of family law litigation and mediation. This is grisly. Scottsdale Police Sergeant Ben Holster speaks to a member of the news media after the fatal shooting in Scottsdale, Arizona on June 2nd, 2018. Sharp and Anderson's law firm issued a statement saying Laura has worked with us as family for more than 10 years, while Valeria was a treasured member of our work family. She brought joy, calmness, warmth, and compassion to all that she did. Police have notified the family members of the victims, but do not believe they are in any danger. We're asking the public to remain vigilant and to call us if they notice anything out of the ordinary. So right away they say, oh, don't worry, they're safe. How do they know? I mean, is this crazy? Hypnotherapist. That's the latest victim. A hypnotherapist. Let that sink in. What the hell is really going on, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know